Not all games have to be high-impact stress fests. Sometimes you want gaming to be the equivalent of a YouTube hypnosis video. Let the mouse relax in your hand. Breathe deeply. Relax. Where were we? Oh yes, with that in mind, the list that follows is a collection of the chillest titles available on PC. If you're looking to decompress after a stressful session in Fortnite, or you just want something to play while listening to a podcast or falling asleep, these are the soothing herbal teas of the gaming world. Here are 9 chill PC games to help you relax. Okay, so the idea of solving slightly sinister reality-twisting puzzles in a dusty Victorian basement might not sound relaxing, but there's something about Fireproof Games, The Room, and its equally mysterious sequels that is deeply satisfying. You simply can't think about anything stressful when you're immersed in this 3D world of sliding latches, turning keys, and flush mahogany panels. It's such a tactile, exploratory experience that you get completely lost while playing it. Every freshly revealed puzzle is an adventure, every clacking switch a joy. It's amazing that a series of boxes can be this distracting, but they really are. Every untouched contraption will fill you with the bizarre compulsion to push, pull, prod, and twist. Who cares if what you're doing is opening a secret portal to dark places? There's simply no way we're resisting the lure of a tiny harpsichord hidden inside a secret drawer. Abzu's genteel, flowing underwater adventure is sublime. If having a fish tank in your room is considered relaxing, Abzu is like being able to dive inside and float around on warm currents, weaving between waving reeds and shoals of fish. It's a breathtakingly beautiful experience, and one that's even better in 4K, that makes the sensible choice of making the ocean benign rather than threatening. You're bringing life back to the environment rather than being threatened by it, which is why Abzu gets the relaxing nod above something like Subnautica, for instance. And the gorgeous lilting score by Austin Wintory is like champagne for the ears. Abzu is a simple, low-impact game that feels more like a calming experience washing over you than a twitchy, reactive adventure. But that's exactly the point. In a world of chokeholds and headshots, Abzu is the gaming equivalent of hydrotherapy. Playing Stardew Valley, Eric Barone's chunky, cheerful farming simulator is the gaming equivalent of retiring. No more boss fights, no more QTEs, just fishing, friendship, and farming. The only stress here comes from fixing up your tools and deciding which villagers to flirt with. Time isn't really an issue. You simply stumble through your quaint existence in no sort of a rush, building up your rural business as the seasons ebb and flow. If you've ever dreamed of chucking it all in, giving up your office job and wandering off to live in the country, Stardew Valley lets you realise that reverie without all the blisters, manure and early starts. Bliss. At first glance, Slime Rancher might resemble an FPS, like you were planning on gunning down alien creatures with a minigun rather than vacuuming them up. And if this was 1992, then that might be the case. But this is 2018 and games have changed. Instead, Slime Rancher is a bouncy, joyful farming sim with one of the most enjoyable mechanics in games, the satisfying shrump of hoovering up the game's cheerful, carnivorous blobs, then firing them en masse into your open-air corrals. There's a slightly dark heart under the cartoon exterior. The slimes will eat anything, including live chickens and each other, but the simple, joyful repetition of sucking them up and harvesting their plorts is wonderful, distracting fun. The very fact it's repetitive is what makes it so relaxing. It's impossible to think about your troubles in such a vibrant, wobbly world. Unless, of course, your troubles are caused by the slimes, in which case it's impossible to think about anything else. Yeah, let's move on. On a similar note, our next entry is full of the right kind of repetition. Perhaps No Man's Sky didn't deliver everything people wanted, which might say more about our collective expectations than the quality of the game, but it's still an engaging, almost ethereal experience that can quickly pop you into a state of zen-like collectomania. There's a flow to the game that makes it relaxing. You warp around space, land on a new planet, harvest resources, then scoot off to the next place. You never need to think about going backwards, and the preposterous hugeness of the universe means you'll never run out of destinations. And the act of physically harvesting stuff feels lovely too. From wobbling, carbon-bestowing plant life to great rocky outcrops you can slice up with your mining laser. The game sometimes loses its chill, usually when you accidentally land in a deep space dogfight or explore a planet with adverse conditions, but the promise of gentle exploration is always on the horizon. No Man's Sky is a soothing journey of endless discovery. It's possible to lose hours, days, or even weeks to Minecraft. Even if you're playing in survival mode with its rumbling stomachs and nighttime invaders, the cyclical resource-gathering gameplay can soothe even the most troubled minds. Once you've set yourself a goal, however humble, it's possible to dedicate yourself to that task to the complete exclusion of everything else. Then, before you know it, you spent 5 hours mining in the darkness and you can't remember if it's day or night IRL. There's something about Minecraft, possibly the sound design, that's almost hypnotic. The hollow thud of punching blocks can set you in a trance, and the warm, relaxing music will make you forget about your woes. Even when creepers are blowing up your meticulously crafted creations, it's difficult to stay angry. Played with the right frame of mind, Minecraft is a resource-rich world of blocky relaxation. Few games go out of their way to be quite as lovely as Proteus. The crisp, colourful trees and chirping birds make this feel like being inside a Bob Ross painting, albeit a very colourful one. And it's a world that you'll just want to stroll around forever, which is quite a good job when you think about it. There's no set goal here really. There is an endgame, but you're never in any rush to get there. Nothing's hunting you, and you're not searching for anything in particular. You just stroll around waiting for the right stuff to catch your eye. In this respect, it's like going for a walk in real life. Only better. There are no random strangers trying to talk to you, no threat of stepping in fox poo. Tie it all together with yet another beautiful score, that seems to be a theme in relaxing games, and you can see why the flowing, unthreatening calm of Proteus is present on this list. This is our happy place. Some games require your complete undivided attention. Others feel like they're designed to be played with your favourite podcast on in the background. Euro Truck Simulator 2 is certainly the latter. As you deliver goods around the autobahns and motorways of Europe, you'll have plenty of time to pop on your favourite radio station or gaming podcast and relax. With each drop-off taking anything from 20 minutes to over an hour, there's plenty of time to switch off and chill, so long as you don't switch off to the point where you accidentally crash into another truck. There's also the pleasing business management aspect to think about, making Euro Truck Simulator the exact opposite of real life. In reality, running a business and driving a big rig are probably two of the most stressful things you can do, but here they're an excuse to break out the furry dice, pop on BBC Radio 4, kick back and relax. And on the subject of Radio 4, we'll finish with Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. The link here is that playing the Chinese room's gorgeous, sedate adventure is like being inside an episode of The Archers. And The Archers, as you almost certainly don't know, is a long-running radio soap about farming. Google it. Except that here, instead of worrying about bovine tuberculosis, your main concern is that everyone in the village of Yorton has turned into lasers. So the theme is a bit apocalyptic and very John Wyndham, but the presentation is what makes it relaxing. Yorton is like strolling through the Shire, if the Shire had industrial estates and quiz nights. It's a snapshot of an England that no longer exists, if indeed it ever did. And exploring its world of red phone boxes and wafting fields is like stepping inside an ASMR video. It gets a bit dramatic on occasion, but your abiding memory of playing it will be of creaking gates and cosy British pubs. Lovely. Still awake? Feeling refreshed? Good. So there you go, 9 games to play when the world feels like it's just too much. Have you got any tried and true relaxation games that we've forgotten about? Which titles do you play when you want to chill? Well, let us know in the comments below, give us a like if you decompressed, and subscribe to Logitech G for more weekly shows and features.